So over the last week, we have stumbled upon three types of trig identities. We have the Pythagorean identity, we have quotient identities, and we have reciprocal identities. The Pythagorean identity is something that we learned last lesson. That's when we learned that sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1 is basically a cousin of the Pythagorean theorem. Last week we talked about quotient identities and how tan of x is equal to sine of x over cosine of x, or y over x. And cotangent x is equal to cosine x over sine of x, also x over y. And then reciprocal identities, we did these last week when we learned about the 6 different trig functions. We learned that sine and cosecant were reciprocals, as were cosine and secant, and also tangent and cotangent are reciprocals of each other. Now I just want to get a couple more, and they are going to relate to the Pythagorean identities. So to do that, I'm just going to rewrite the Pythagorean identity that we know so far right here. We got sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. Now, I'm going to use a combination of reciprocal identities and quotient identities to get just a couple more Pythagorean identities. Okay, let me get that in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I divide everything in this expression by the same value, I'm not changing the value of the expression. So let's start by dividing everything here by sine squared x. Sine squared x and sine squared x. Okay, now sine squared x over sine squared x is just 1, so I'm going to simplify that to 1. And now cosine squared x over sine squared x, well, isn't that cotangent? Isn't that one right there? Yes, it is. So we have 1 cotangent squared x. And then 1 over sine of x, well, that is cosecant, isn't it? Right there. Yep. So we'd have 1 plus cotangent squared x equals cosecant squared x. So that's just another version of the Pythagorean identity, another Pythagorean identity that we can write. It's equal to the same thing we're writing here. We got 1 plus cotangent squared x equals cosecant squared x. Okay, let's get another one. Now this time, instead of dividing all the values in the expression by sine, I'm going to do cosine this time. So cosine squared x divided by cosine squared x divided by cosine squared x. Okay, sine squared over cosine squared, that's tangent. So that's tangent, sorry, that was my dog, tan squared x plus cosine squared over cosine squared x, that's going to be 1, and 1 over cosine squared x, well, that is going to be secant squared x. So this is yet another Pythagorean identity that we might be able to use in this upcoming assignment. Tan squared x plus 1 equals secant squared x. All right, now these are the identities that we will need for this 7-2 lesson. I will take these and we'll start doing some problems.